Back out at the range with the Bulltac, Escort Bulltac 12 gauge, the Bullpup 12 gauge. I did do initial review on the table. I invite you to go over check that out. Did a couple of shorts. Also did a semi partial. No, I would say a full range review. I mean, a full range review with a shotgun's a little bit different than a full range review with a pistol, because it's only so much of a beating that a man can take to get a video together. But either way, I invite you to go over and check out the tailgate top that I did on this. It tells you about all of the features, and then also the initial range review where I talked a little bit about what I thought about how it performed and the recoil. And I put 62 rounds through it that day, and before that, we had shot it a little bit off camera to familiarize myself with it. Now, that's not something I typically do, but either way, about 80 rounds is what I've put through it so far. And typically the way I judge, sometimes when you're on camera and you're really bracing up, it's hard to really tell what the recoil's like. A lot of people commented and said, oh, the recoil didn't really look all that bad. But when you're really bracing up for it, the way that I typically tell, how bad it actually was is how I feel the next day. How sore am I? Do I feel like I need a chiropractic adjustment, or did I have a chiropractic adjustment? So either way, the next day I had a tiny bit of soreness, but nothing crazy, nothing more than what I would typically have with a full-size semi-automatic shotgun. So I would say that honestly, for a very short shotgun in a bullpup setup, pump action, 12 gauge, it's really not that bad. So I'm at 80 rounds. I'm going to go ahead and put 20 rounds through it today to get it out to 100. And I'm just going to keep on doing that. Again, when I come out to the range, I typically spend a lot of time shooting. And so I get a little shaky, get a little tired. I want to leave. I start shortchanging the video sometimes. So this one's going to take a little while. I want to see what sometimes can be had for $150 plus tax, but let's just say for good measure, a $200 bullpup shotgun with some decent features on it. Will it actually last for a little while? So I'm going to do that, I promise. Got a whole truck bed full of 12 gauge ammunition. I plan on shooting all of it 3-inch as well. I have already put some 3-inch through it. I'll ask you to go over and check out that video, but I'm just going to put 20 through it right now. I have 6 in here right now, so we'll do that a couple of times and get it out to 100, and then maybe I'll just bring this along out to the range next time and just do 100 all in one sitting. And we'll let you guys tell us when you think it's enough that you could trust it for home defense, because that's certainly what it's built for, no question about that. Let's see, I'm gonna shoot over here. Well, it really isn't that bad. I'll be honest with you. When I first shot the thing, I was extremely worried about recoil with a gun that does, as people have mentioned, have a lot of plastic on it. But honestly, it's really not as bad as you would think. It's got a nice pad on here. If you keep it just below your collarbone here and you're not pounding that collarbone, it's really, really not bad. If you step into it, it's very, very controllable. I definitely think that even, a woman of just even the slightest little bit of ability with firearms could definitely use this in a home for self-defense. So far, it's been flawless. That was 6. So what do I have left? 14. Got 14 rounds left to put through it, and we'll be out to 100. And then we'll try to stretch it out a little bit in the future and get 100 in each sitting. Try to put a few more 3 inches through it. Now it does hit a little bit harder with those, but we'll try to do that in the coming future. But right now, just going to get it out to 100. So far, no issues. Let's get reloaded and we'll shoot the other 14. So either way, that was 12 rounds. I did load up 2 of these. I don't know if that'll show up on camera, but 2 of these orange 3-inch bad boys here. So maybe you can see the difference in the recoil. I don't know if you'll be able to tell or not, but it'll be 14 rounds after these 2 here. And it's definitely a little more punishing. There's no question about that. Don't know if you can see it, but I can definitely feel it. It is chambered for 3-inch, of course, and so I have put some 3-inch through it. It's 1550 on the foot per second. Either way, there you go. I'm out to 100 rounds with the Escort, or Hatsun, if that's how you say it. Made in Turkey, Hatsun Arms Company. I can only assume that's Hatsun Arms Company, or imported by Hatsun USA. Anyway, Escort Bulltac, 12 gauge, 100 rounds in. No issues so far. No abnormal wear. Nothing has fallen off of it as of yet. I really like the sight system on it, and the removable rail across the top, 2 rails across the front here. The action is extremely smooth, and probably as smooth, if not more smooth, than most Mossberg and other shotguns that I have had. Hey, if you like the Iron Infidel sweater that I'm wearing today, they sent me this, and they also sent my wife some leggings, but she's not with me today, so she don't get to showcase those. But I'll put a link in the top right hand corner of the screen for you can, so that you can go over there and pick you up a Iron Infidel sweatshirt, hoodie. They got all types of stuff over there. It's not just apparel. They have all types of stuff you can go over there and pick up for purchase and help support the people that help support me. Again, Iron Infidel, they notice that I like wearing hoodies when I do reviews in the winter time. That's kind of my go-to. Sometimes it's a hoodie with shorts and flip-flops. It's kind of how I roll. And so they noticed that. They reached out to me, and I told them I'd like to have a couple of these hoodies. So they sent me this one. And go over there and help support the folks that support me. And I hope you enjoyed the video with the Escort Bulltac 12 gauge. It's been good so far. So far, I'm impressed with a sub $200 shotgun. As always, make sure you know Jesus Christ as your Savior. There's never been a time that you know of that you've accepted Him, come to the realization that you needed a Savior. Make sure you take care of that today. Go over, check me out on Patreon. That's a huge way to support me. Right now, it's just $5 a month. You can cancel anytime. I'm also over on Rumble, and make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. That's a huge help for me on YouTube, for you just to simply hit the subscribe button. And as always, to God be the glory.